Good evening. Welcome to our hangout this evening for DS Domination. We're in the UK. This is a global company that is taking things to extraordinary levels. So if you're dead new to DS Domination, or you're even a prospect looking at DS Domination for the first time, you think maybe it's for me, maybe it's not for me. What is it all about? We're going to try and cover as much as we can in this little webinar that we're doing, to cover all the points. So take you from right where to start, how much sort of income potential that we've seen our team making, and maybe see if it's the right business for you. If you're watching right now, you should be. Oh, mind you, we've got to leave people a little bit of time to refresh their screen, and then they can see us. So the comment section is down below this video. So the video's here. There's some text underneath it. Underneath that, there's some comment section there. And if you leave your comments in there, we can get to you and answer your questions. If you're unclear on something, then we'll go over that point for you. But this is just a very, open, dead easy way to get your questions answered in a good format. We've got Kevin Wilkes here, and hang on, there you go. Wave again, Kevin. You're on now.
I've got a dodgy finger there, look.
Oh dear
that
me.
Finger will not straighten up, so I should wave with that hand, really.
Yeah, you should really. We got Rick Hignett here. This is like, was it Blankety Blank that they used to do this? All them good panel shows. Hey, like that. So. Yeah, we've been in DS Domination for quite some time. We've seen lots of changes within the company, and lots of changes within the way that eBay works and the way that Amazon works. And all along this journey, we've seen the way that DS Domination has evolved over this time. So as soon as eBay comes out with some different terms of service, they say, right, we're going to stop doing this, we're going to go in this direction. DS Domination have always come up with the goods. They've always said, right, this is what we're going to do now. This is how we're adapting to the changes that eBay are enforcing. And it's always, got better all the way along. It's got better. So there's no real, you're not going to, it's not like static training. A lot of the time you buy products online, and you buy it, and it's this fantastic course, and this guy at the end that's promoting it, he says, look at this, in the last 3 years I made, £10 million. You can do the same as well. Here's the training. And he gives you the training, and it's already, a year old, or even 6 months old. By the time you've got your hands on it, it's old training, and it doesn't work anymore. So really, you need to evolve with the way the systems evolve. Where take this for example. If somebody was training you now how to be a real good band on the internet and get some real high-profile gigs and stuff, do you think they'd start telling you about ways to go onto MySpace and start promoting yourself on MySpace and messaging people on MySpace? Whereas we all know that MySpace is how many years old now? It's old hat. It's 5 years old or whatever it is. Nobody's on there anymore. So people are now promoting in different ways. Using Instagram and Facebook and all sorts of things like that. So it evolves. So what you need now is the training that works now. So the way that we do this with DS Domination is the training worked back then with the system it was on then. No. I've got a song start playing behind me on the computer. Yeah, that put me off. So yeah, with DS Domination, it evolves all the time. Roger does this training. He does webinars every single week. So if you're on the first level, which is the pro level, you get a webinar every week that keeps you updated with what's going on. After that, you get the elite webinar, so that's a bit more advanced, a bit more, just keeping you updated all the time. So advanced techniques, that's what it's all about. And no matter where you are, you're always getting constantly updated. Another way you're going to get support is in the Facebook groups. So we've got Lots of Facebook groups that are open to anybody in any team. You know, if you're in the UK, we've got a UK specific group for you as well. So you're always taken care of. There's, you know, hundreds of members in there. They've all had lots of experiences, and what I always tell my team is, if you've got a question, put it into these groups, because there's, you know, let's say 30 people or whatever, 50 people see that one post that you put up there. It gets answered by all these people that have had that experience. You know, out of the 50 that see the post, maybe 10 people have had exactly the same experience as you have. So it's a really good way to get sort of instant feedback, and that's why the groups are really, really good. We've got the forum as well, and the forum's been set up just recently. It's filling up with content now, so that's another really powerful resource to get the link, get tapped into, and learn from the people that are having that experience. Have we got comments there, Rick? Are people chiming in? And if you're just joining us now, I did say a few minutes ago, if you just add a little hello, and, you know, you're watching, and what's Kevin doing? You know, them sort of questions. We'd appreciate your comments down below. So you got the video there, you got the comments, and then down below you've got down below that you've got the comment section. So bang in a few words there. Rick, what have we got?
Yeah, well, we got David Eisenhofer on, we got Stu Evans, both sort of chiming in and say hello. So welcome, guys. No, there are more people on, so guys, feel free to obviously say hello. It doesn't have to be specific about a question about DS Domination. Just at this point, just, you know, say hello, and yeah, and then later on, if you've got any questions towards the end of the hangout, then make sure you get them in.
Yeah, cool. So Kevin, shall I bring you in on this one then? The DS Domination, it is an international company. We've seen people from around the world in our teams that are, you know, doing this from, you know, I've got team members in Australia, in America, in the UK. We've got people in the UK teams that are, you know, in the UK, but they're building in where's Borislav building? Anyway, Bulgaria, is it? Yeah. Talk about, you know, the international global opportunity that we've got with DS Domination.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of it. It's e-commerce. E-commerce is basically your computer, and it's access to the whole world. There are some areas where we can't trade in, but they're very few and far between. Normally, the areas where we can't actually do this have got a corrupt government, or a, you know, not a very good system that isn't trusted. One comes to mind at the moment, but I'm not going to mention it in case anybody sees this video later on and they're from that country. But all I would say is it's deepest Africa would probably be the best bet, and that's no offence to Africans, because, you know, it's not necessarily that, but we all know there are parts of the world where things are not as stable. So, but there aren't many of them. In general, it's just about anywhere else, anywhere in the world. You just mentioned Borislav. He's got guys in Bulgaria. He's also got people in Germany. Like you, I've got people in New Zealand. The USA is a big market, so there's a lot of people from there. A bit closer to home, Ireland, obviously. Yeah, you know, because it's your computer, it's literally a worldwide opportunity that everybody can get involved in. All they need really is internet, and do they need eBay as well in their home country? They do, don't they? I believe.
Yeah, I guess so.
But they just need, as long as you've got internet, you can access this and work from anywhere in the world. And one of the advantages, of course, is that you can do it from your mobile phone. Obviously, you get a few restrictions depending on who your internet provider is with the phone, but you can operate from your phone, from your iPad, you know, and you can. Shelley and I sat out in the garden during the summer, and we were copying and pasting products and making money. Literally sat out there with a nice cool drink from the iPad. So yeah, it's a universal opportunity.
Yeah, and I was speaking to John Bone about his business when he went off for a month, didn't he, travelling around Europe. And then he said that all he had to do, his biggest issue was just finding an internet cafe or a hotel or whatever, sitting there and typing his orders out, passing the information across one to the other, and then his customers were still supplied with the product, and he's there just 2 minutes down from this, nice posh hotel resort, nice shiny white beach, all that sort of jazz. Probably sipping a few alcoholic beverages as he's doing his orders.
Big fat beer belly. We should mention that, particularly.
Yeah. So it's a very worldwide venture. Basically, there's lots of people doing it in lots of countries. So if you've got team members that are in the UK, they want to get plugged into the UK Facebook groups for the support and the forum for support. If you've got team members or family, friends that you think might be interested in DS Domination, and you want to build in countries like America, for example, America's got a really good support network for DS Domination. Again, Facebook groups as well. So get them in touch with the right people over there, and it keeps them in the game a lot longer. If you're there on your own and you think, oh, it's only me doing this thing, and does it really work and all this, you're not having any experience, then you need to really start plugging into the community of DS Domination, because it's a fantastic community. We've met lots of people in the UK at the events, and there was an event in America in Las Vegas, and what were the people like in Vegas then, Kevin? The DSD family.
Brilliant, incredibly friendly, willing to part with information. It was, actually, coincidentally, I think in the same year. Let me think. Yes, in the same year, I went to Atlanta with the company that I was in. That was earlier in that year before No, it was the year before. Sorry, I do apologise. Towards the end of the year before I got in DS Domination, I was with the previous company, and they were all little segregations, little groups, little teams, and you couldn't get involved with those. They wouldn't talk to you about the things they were doing. Whereas with this in Vegas, everybody was willing to talk to each other and communicate. And yeah, it was an incredible experience. I was fortunate enough to meet Roger and Kevin and Hitesh. I guess you can only take my word for it, but what a really nice bunch of guys. Very down to earth. They're the sort of guys you could stand at the bar and have a beer with. No problem at all. And felt incredibly comfortable with them, and came back actually completely invigorated to do something with DS Domination. Prior to that, it was just another, it was like another one of these opportunities you got involved in, and am I going to make any money out of it? A lot of the things we've all been involved in, haven't really. A lot of people haven't made much money, but DS, it made me believe in the system, but more importantly, I believed in the three guys who own the business. They're very ethical. Hitesh is a religious man, very grounded. Kevin is a really nice guy. He's in the RAF, I think, not the Royal Air Force. Sorry, he's in the American Air Force. The what? Sorry. He's stationed in Japan anyhow with the USAF, isn't it? That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're good people to be involved in. That ethic comes down through the business, I think, in the way that they handle things and the way they put effort into stuff. So yeah, it was a very worthwhile trip and gave me a boost, definitely, to get serious about this business. And it's worked wonders. Just getting involved in it. It's been great. Some wonderful experiences. I met some lovely people. You're one of them, Stephen. I didn't know you before DS Domination. I didn't know Rick, and I didn't know the several hundred others that I've got to know as well. We've met at events. We've had some laughs. Had a few tears along the way as well. But it's been fantastic. Very, very good experience so far.
Yeah. It is a really good, family with this sort of thing. I think that people that are not in network marketing sort of miss out on what goes on online. They think that, oh, you sat at your computer just working on, working online all the time. It's really, you're communicating with people that you meet at these events. You're building these, fantastic relationships with them, and I love working online. I'll bring Rick in on this then. What's the online lifestyle like of the reality of it? Is it just you on your computer, or what's your
Well,
experience?
I'm not going to go into my story this week, much to Kevin's delight, I'm sure. But basically, I've been working online a long time, and until you get involved in successful companies like this, it can be quite a lonely place. Involved in an actual company, and you're, say, an affiliate marketer or something, and you're just promoting things by yourself, and there's no community, there's no support, then it can be a very lonely place. But
Hmm.
something like this, there is a very sort of warm family atmosphere. And we all, yeah, like Ben said, it's all, offline. We meet people, we have laughs, and then we kind of reconnect online again and swap stories and strategies and all the rest of it. And it's really cool.
Yeah, it is. It is nice to sit down and have a beer with people. I think the difference with this is that nobody's the big guru leader. We're all sort of in the same boat together. It's all a nice sense of reality amongst everybody. There's no real big egos in the company. I think that we've seen that in other companies, haven't we, Rick? The ego takes over.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's. I mean, the leaders or the founders of this of DS Domination are really setting the example, and they're all three of them are very humble, and yeah, absolutely, ego is not part of it. I don't know if Kevin can share exactly what happened at the Las Vegas event with Hitesh. I found that quite amusing. Sadly, I couldn't attend the event myself, but just hearing what happened was very amusing for me, and also a prime example of how humble these guys are.
Oh, when I met him,
Yeah.
Yes,
when I met
yes,
him
sorry.
first time, oh yeah, that was hilarious. That was really, yeah. We walked into we walked in, Roger. Actually, I like this bit as well because you don't know this bit yet, guys. But Roger had a private suite. I don't know if it was the top floor, but it was pretty damn high up. He had a private suite, and we went up to the private suite, obviously, because it got an invite, a few of us, to go and meet him. Um, it transpires that he only hired that private suite for that meeting. It wasn't where he was staying. He was just in an ordinary room. He didn't want the flash image. He actually was staying in an ordinary room. He just got that for the meeting of all the sort of leaders he wanted to meet. So that was one thing we found out afterwards. We also found out that these guys, that was, God, it was May, wasn't it? It was May time. DS was launched officially on August the 23rd last year. And obviously there was some work went in before that. But it was in Vegas in that private suite. That was the first time that Kevin, Hitesh, and Roger actually met each other and their families. Not meet each other, but they actually met their families as well. So it just showed you how they managed to develop this thing online and the trust level they built between them. Because it is huge. It's growing like mad. And that was the first time they met, which we all thought, wow, crikey, they've done all this without actually physically meeting as a group. It was quite incredible. But yeah, the story was we walked through the door, or I walked through the door. Roger was there, so went up and shook hands with Roger straight away. Kevin was at the bar, which apparently is a good place for Kevin to find Kevin. So Kevin was at the bar, and I went and had a chat with Roger, and then went over and had a chat with Kevin, and I said, okay, so where's Hitesh? And I think it was Kevin said, oh, he couldn't make it. And like, oh, how disappointing that is, because nobody had actually seen, bear in mind, nobody had ever seen Hitesh at this stage. So that's a shame. And now you turn around, and next to the window, looking out over the whole of Las Vegas, was a lovely buffet of food. and stood next to that was an Indian guy with a pair of silver serving tongs, and he was serving everybody's food. And of course, we all just naturally assumed, as you would, that he was the waiter who'd been employed to serve all the food. He did that for about 20 minutes before he decided to reveal that he was Hitesh, which is just brilliant. It was such an icebreaker. It was so funny. So, yeah, got a sense of humour, definitely.
Yeah, that's
And,
great.
and,
No, thanks for
and
sharing.
who is Hitesh then? You know, what's his track record? Because I watched, was it the, I think it was the webinar that was the corporate webinar, and on there he said that Roger asked him, how much have you made online in a single year? And he said $7 million worth of sales.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is a proper internet guru that knows what he's doing. And then he clowns around like that, and you know, he's very grounded, and he wants to share the wealth across the world and make a huge impact for him and for his family, you know, onwards.
Yeah, he's not silly. I mean, the guy's a businessman as well. They know how to make money. You know, you wouldn't be in business if you didn't know how to make money. It's just the genuineness all the time, and it comes across if you log into the live webinars and Hitesh is on. You can just get a feel for people. Very genuine person. He's constantly teasing Roger, and Roger vice.
Yeah, there's a lot of banter that goes on between, especially between Roger and Hitesh, which I think is always amusing to hear. There's no kind of stuck up, or as you say, there's no egos involved at all. They both really respect one another's skills and experience, which is cool.
They do indeed. And then there's another guy who actually doesn't really get mentioned because you sort of see the three amigos, if you like. But there's another guy who I met who I was over there, which is a guy called Jason Rose. Jason Rose is again quite a religious man, and he looks incredibly young. And the reason I say he looks incredibly young is because when I met Jason, which actually wasn't in Roger's suite, but it was down sort of near the event, Jason had 6 children. Trading along, and a very attractive wife, you know, in a nice way, in a complimentary way, very attractive wife, and just such a nice guy again. Really, really nice guy. I've had dealings with Jason since, and he's been just an absolute gentleman. So, you know, I can't sing their praises enough, to be honest. I really can't.
Yeah. Just for anyone who doesn't know, why I'm feeling a bit ill today, and I look like this. Yeah, I'm struggling on here. So if you want to leave your comments about how you found Roger, how you found, you know, the leadership team of DS Domination, leave that in the comments down below, because we want, you know, your interaction as well. Because, you know, that's our opinion. Let everybody else read the comments of your opinion of how you found the leadership in DS Domination. Has it been very different from your own experiences in network marketing before? You don't have to mention any other names, but yeah, it's nice to have more feedback, isn't it? So let's talk about then DS Domination. What is it? And let's take you from grassroots. You know nothing about DS Domination, and you want to get really stuck in, and you want to make some money online. You're probably here looking at this because you've seen something about DS Domination, and you think, okay, yeah, it's worth a little look. Let's have a look what these guys have got. So it's a very reputable business. It's been going for, well, Roger's been doing this for about 10 years. He's made $1.3 to $1.8 million in sales using drop shipping as his main source of income. So what is drop shipping? It's taking a product that you don't own, listing it on a website, then somebody comes along, buys that thing off you on that website, you go back to this place, you go and get it, and you say, please can you send it to this place, and then it goes to your customer, and that's it. This is dead simple drop shipping. So that's what Roger did for, you know, 10 years, built up a huge amount of income for him, his family. He was doing private consultation in teaching people how to do this, charging an extraordinary amount of money for that service. And then he came up with DS Domination, where he could put all this training into a platform, and then a lot more people could benefit from his knowledge. So you've got different levels in DS Domination, and it starts at the pro level. It's a $20 decision, which is £12.50 to get started with DS Domination. You get an hour and a half, 2.5 hours of videos. They're short videos, all broken down into, short sections. The title tells you what's in the video. Watch that video for several minutes, and you will know that little bit. You move on to the next stage. You run through them videos, and then you go onto eBay and you start listing. You start finding items where it tells you to find items. You start listing items on eBay. So once you've done that, you've got a real good knowledge of how e-commerce works. You're making some sales. You then take that money, invest it into your business if you want this to be, a proper business, which you should be looking at it being a proper business. And there's other products that you can buy which will get you more training, more suppliers, and more support in them areas. So very basically, you're learning how to sell on eBay properly. You're learning how to get the most cash back on items. You would then learn how to go from eBay and start selling on Amazon, and then making more money. And then you go up to like the top product, which is Genesis, which is sending things into Amazon, and then they do all the processing for you. And Kevin, how easy is the fulfillment by Amazon? Is that something worthwhile going for?
It's incredibly easy, to be quite honest. It's quite surprised us. Shelley obviously does that side of things for us. The secret really, and in the Genesis platform, the secret really is to be safe and to feel safe. We can all go on the internet and Google goods in China and find a supplier in China and talk to them about importing goods into the UK. That, anybody can do that. But to actually do it in a way that your money's safe to start with, so you get to actually check the quality of the products before you start to put them into FBA. There's a knack to that. There's a knack to actually how you get your products listed so that they get seen. And that applies to eBay as well, because you just mentioned eBay. And it's interesting because a lot of the people on here who are looking at this for the first time, they'll hear eBay, and they will have sold stuff on eBay. And they think, well, I don't need DS Domination for that. I've sold stuff on eBay for years. We've got people who have traded on eBay for years, who've looked at DS Domination, seen what's available in the software and everything else we have, and they've been gobsmacked at what they've been missing over the years, the tools that they didn't have to make a successful business. It's a known fact that, up until this, 85% of the people who sell on eBay are losing money. Why are 85% of the people selling on eBay losing money? Because generally most people are just selling something from their home that they've brought at an earlier date for more money. So they're losing. They buy it for £20. I've run out of use for it now. Stick it on eBay for £5. Great, you made a sale, but you're actually losing money. This is the only platform where you can go onto eBay and everything you put on, you're making money. That's the beauty of it. So yeah. So from the eBay perspective, we teach people how to get seen, how to put their listings on there, how to get ranked properly, and how to end up at the top of the listings so you make the sales. From the other side of things, we show people, or we teach people through the platform how to import goods safely, to protect your money. There are horror stories out there of people who've imported goods from China. They've sort of seen the product online, looks absolutely amazing. They import a container load with a view to, well, I'm going to sell it here, there, and everywhere. The picture looks fantastic. When it turns up, it's practically paper mache, but it looks like the picture. That can happen. That absolutely can happen. But in Genesis, you're taught how to make sure those things don't happen to you. But you've gone right from the beginning there at the pro level, all the way through to the Genesis level. Can be a bit daunting for some people looking at this at the first
Yeah,
time.
absolutely. I was just gonna say that. That's like, get a grounding in e-commerce, and then when you're ready, it might be a year from now, or it might be, 2 years from now before you're even onto that Genesis type of stuff. It was just the, how maybe it's, what's the word? Maybe you'll be processing more orders on eBay, making a lot of money. But as you go to Genesis, the ease of making a lot of money is there, isn't it, in the product?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of thinking what to say because I appreciate there are people looking at it for the first time, but um, it's it is easier. It is definitely easier if you're at the top level, but you do need to understand all the other processes to be there because we
Absolutely.
import from China. We got a delivery yesterday, and if anybody looks on Shelley's timeline, I think she posted it on there. Shelley Nicol, she posted the boxes. She doesn't actually show you what the product is. We're not that silly. But we imported some stuff yesterday from China, and what we do, we obviously put some of it into Amazon to be sold on there, but we also put it on eBay as well. We don't just put it in Amazon. We're looking for different selling platforms, so we put it on eBay as well and sell it in two locations. Um, so you know, there are lots of little tricks that you learn. There's other things within the platform which will help people, and yeah, I'm not sure if I'm waffling now, Lil, but I feel like I'm waffling.
Okay, I'll stop you there then. So let's go back to business in general. I mean, people are looking at this. They've spent their $20, £12.50. They've got involved with DS Domination. Now, how do you keep the right mindset for business? You've been in business for you've been in several businesses for a number of years, Kevin. How do you keep going, and how do you think? Is there a different mindset with an online business than there is to a sort of bricks and mortar type business? What's the key to keeping it going?
The key is to reinvest into your business. Um, a lot of sort of non-experienced business people will have an idea. They'll sort of plant that seed and start to work on it. And as they get paid, they'll take that money out of the business without considering some basic things. Is you need to reinvest money back into the business. So when you start to make profits, if you want to grow it, Roger talks about a 90-day plan in the training, and he's dead right. We're actually looking at doing something soon to try and present people with a 90-day plan, and perhaps we'll do that on a future hangout with the official DSD UK group, to put together this 90-day plan and try and explain it in a bit more detail. And the 90-day plan, effectively, for me, is to join. And the thing is, there are different levels. Some people join, they haven't got an eBay account. They've never had an eBay account. So they join initially, and we all know there's restrictions when you've got a brand new eBay account. So you're only going to be able to list a small amount of items until such time as you've built up your ranking and that sort of thing. We teach people how to do that. We show them how to do that so that they can get their eBay accounts improved fairly quickly and start to add more products. But the majority of people who join have already got an eBay account, and we advise them to. I'll give you a little tip now. Anybody who's looking now, perhaps guys who are already involved in the business, my view on it is that what you should be doing is aiming for the first month to list 3 products a day. That's what you should do. Find 3 products, list 3 products a day. At the end of your first month, you're going to have 93 products. If it's a 31-day month, obviously, you're going to have 93 products. Then there are obviously, on top of this, there are also lots of little tricks which are taught people in the training to get your sales going. But once you've got your 93 products, You then start to make some money, and we advise people, you've got two choices then. You look at it, right, I'm making, say, £400 a month. Is that what you joined it for? If that's what you joined it for, then stay there. We don't want you to progress any further and actually put yourself under extra strain, extra stress, and aim somewhere you don't want to be. If that's sufficient, then that's great. You've reached your goal. And it's all part of the business planning, is to have your goals and know what they are. If your goal is bigger than that, and it could be any level, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, 20,000, you can achieve any of those levels in DS Domination. But you've got to understand that there is an element of work that's involved the higher up you go. And if you want £20,000 a month, you're not going to make that just sat at your computer. You know, you've got to do some work. You've got to be prepared to work at that, and it's quite a lot of work to get to that level, realistically. To get there, once you're there, and you've cracked the secret that is really in Genesis, it's not so difficult, to be quite honest. Going back to the business plan, so you've hit your 30 days, you've listed 90 products, you're starting to make some money. Are you all right, Steve? Not seen you like this before. Shall I drop ship you some aspirin? Oh my word!
Yeah.
What have I done right?
I don't get ill very often, so it's unusual for me.
I suppose. Mocha. Yeah, so I'm sure people are waiting for me to say the next bit. So once you've got your 90 days, look at what you're bringing in money-wise. If you are bringing in £200, £300, £400 a month, whatever, decide on a percentage of that you're going to put to one side to reinvest in your business. So if it's £200, for instance, let's keep it at a sensible level. If it's £200 and you want to move to the next stage in the process, which is basically opening up more suppliers for you than the start-off process with Amazon, then you need to reinvest probably at least 25% of that. So you take in £200 and right, I'm going to put £50 aside for my next stage in my business because I want to progress. Like I said, if you're happy there, stay there. Because I want to progress and earn more money. My goal perhaps might be £2,000 a month, whatever. And then you will reinvest that £50, and it's not far off that, to get to the next level. And there are only 2 levels in DS Domination. Must make that clear to people, because we've all experienced businesses before where they just keep pushing you through the levels and trying to extract more money off you. But the next level is going to open up a whole new world of suppliers and systems and software and all sorts of things, and you will increase your revenue. But what you do then is you make sure that you still have that policy of, I'm going to put aside, I mean, in all my businesses, we've always had a marketing budget of 20%. Whatever we turn over, 20% of that goes back into marketing. And you kind of got to do that yourself. Keep 20%. Once you've reached this level, keep that aside to reinvest. DS do have other products, but they're one-off purchases, which will give you sort of extra tools and things and so on. And that's where that money comes from. Reinvest it. But also you might want to reinvest some of that into marketing. So if you decide to go a little bit further than where we are now, so you want to create websites, for instance, and sell online, you can do that. You'll need a bit of money for it. If you want to do some marketing and recruit, bring people into the business. I mean, we haven't even touched on that on this at the moment, but you can earn money just by introducing people to DS Domination. And if you have a marketing budget, you're more likely to be successful because you can purchase the tools to help you do that. So my message is, be prepared to reinvest the money you're making, or a proportion of the money you're making. Don't just take it all out, because you'll get 6 months down the line and it might be your goal was £2,000, but because you haven't had that strategy in place, you're still at the level you were when you started. You've got to be prepared to do that, you know, if you want to move on, obviously.
Yeah, and that's not different from any other business, is it? You know, that you need to invest in any business. So, and you've got to have that long-term goal as well. What people find is that, you know, they sick of the boss and can't be bothered to go to work anymore, and or they've tried a business. We asked at the event, has anybody been in business before? And we got a few people there. How much did you make? And they were like, oh, well, I lost £150,000, and I lost this, and it folded in the first couple of years. You get all them stories.
Are you queuing up Rick here?
No. No. So, but they do that. But then they come to network marketing, and then they see this online thing, and they'll say, right, well, I'll give it a go for 3 weeks, and we'll see how it goes. And then it doesn't work, or they don't work at it, and then they go back to the old life, and then say that network marketing doesn't work. The thing with this is there's no need to recruit. I know that you can recruit, and that you can make money by recruiting. You can build your residual income by recruiting people, but you don't have to do that. That's where DS Domination is completely different, which means that the product works. People are in here. I think it's about 20% are affiliates and 80% are customers. So 80% of people have bought the products of DS Domination, and then they've taken that training and they're making money with it by doing the eBay and Amazon stuff. So they're applying what the product is telling them to do, and then they're making money. So that's completely different to please join my thing because I want a commission. It's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, and there's the whole concept of most MLMs is they've got a product which you've got to go and sell to your friends and your family or your list of people that if you're already in, you've got to go and promote it to them and get them to sell it to other people. And some of the products out there are quite good. To be fair, there are some good things, but there's been an awful lot that aren't. There's a tremendous amount of marketing products out. It gets really confusing. Somebody else has got the latest, all singing, all dancing gizmo to work online with. It's just, oh, you got one as well, did you? You're behaving yourself. But I've terrorized my family and friends with, you've got to lose weight, and if I come and see you, you can save money on your utilities, or shoving catalogs through doors, that sort of thing. There's nothing wrong with any of those things. That they've all got a place, but they do. After a while, you just exhaust those people because they've seen you get into the next thing and the next thing. The advantage here is that the product, well, it's just training videos. That's our product, really. It is just training videos. And it's, here you go, look at these training videos. They're going to teach you how to make money online from your own home. Are you interested in that? Yeah, brilliant. You don't have to see me again. I'm not going to be around next month to collect your catalogue. I'm not going to be around next month to persuade you to, buy the next shake mix or whatever. And that's the beauty of it. It's brilliant. It's so clever. And that's what got me the first time I saw it, because to me there's a far bigger marketplace for people for this product than there is for most of the others. The others tend to have auto ships. They've got to buy the product on a monthly basis or you're not earning your income. You've got to hit certain levels within those systems or you don't hit your income. And we've all seen it, situations where people fly off with it to start with and they go and commit themselves to a car for 3 years on a lease, on the basis that I've hit this level, this is going to pay for my new car. 3 months down the line, it's starting to filter away, but they've still got the blooming car. Doesn't happen in DS Domination, that sort of thing. We don't need the hype. We don't need it. This business is, it's interesting because last year I was involved in a business which grew extremely rapidly. Who's that woman in the background? I'm being burgled, help!
We thought she snuck in there really, really good then. Hardly noticed.
Bye, Shelley.
Yeah.
And that business had a very clever business model. It flew, it grew extremely rapidly. very, very rapidly. Um, but unfortunately, it kind of fell apart. Not completely, but it fell apart because it grew too blooming quick. And I've been there, I'll admit that, I've been there in a business of my own. We were victims of our own success. We grew really, really quickly. And we couldn't manage it. We lost control because it was too successful. You have to put your systems in place to support it. The beauty of DS is it's growing slowly. It's not, it's not a rapid growth thing. There is enough here for everybody to get on board, see the business develop. We've still got all the tools in place we had to start with. New tools are being developed and they're being implemented. Some people get frustrated because they're not implemented quick enough, but they have to remember we didn't have them to start with. And it's moving along. Those things will come, and DS is really in its infancy. It's still got new things coming, great things really, that once they hit us and are fully operational, it's going to be amazing, and it's already amazing in comparison to everything else.
Yeah.
I'm done now.
It certainly is. Well, Rick, how can people, they're on here, maybe they've started DS Domination and they're looking to grow their business, they're looking to introduce it to people. Maybe you could touch on some techniques that people can use to do that.
Are you asking for a sneak peek of my affiliate hangout that I'll be doing? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Secret training. I mean, my key, and in fact, I was going to mention this on the first hangout. I'm not going to say my key to my success because I still don't consider myself amazingly successful, but I am getting results, and my thing is just being real, being completely transparent, being kind of a nice person, not covering anything up. If people were, approachable, basically. So you can openly share your team's results, or if you obviously haven't got a team at the moment, that's what you want to do. Share your own results. I made a point when I first started of making sure before I started sort of shouting from the hilltop about DS Domination, because I'd done so many things before and done that. I wanted to make sure that this worked, so I did the listing side. My forte is the affiliate side, but I was more than happy to dig into the training to make sure that what I was promoting actually worked. I made an okay small amount of money, I suppose, over a sort of 3-week period, but it was enough to prove to myself that what I'd be promoting was completely legitimate. So from that point forward, I started going on YouTube. I love video marketing. Some people are kind of afraid of getting in front of a camera, but I would really push people to do that. Get out of your comfort zone. People, even if it's your first video and you're kind of stuttering, people actually like to see that because they see that video and they think, I could do a better job than that. Or they feel sorry for the person, and it kind of builds that rapport straight away. So I really like connecting with people in video, and I've had quite a few people join my team from just random videos I've put on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. So you upload them to YouTube, you put kind of descriptions underneath in the YouTube thing, and then you can Facebook or Twitter, Pinterest. There's loads of different ways, social media, to share those videos, and you get people connecting with you because they just like the way you come across and you're very relaxed. And if you're not relaxed, well, you'll probably get people who would be the same. People are minded people. So, you might get people commenting on a video you just put on YouTube saying, "Oh, yeah, that's a good video. I'm a bit like that in my videos. I'm a bit nervous." But immediately you built a rapport, you built a similarity, and that is a potential prospect if they're actually in the business that you're promoting or sharing. And the big thing, as I said, just being real. Don't go pitchy. Don't go too kind of too salesy. I've noticed my camera's gone. Can you guys still see me? My screen's gone completely blank. Hello?
Oh, you're still there, sorry.
I am still there.
Yeah.
Right? Cool. I was off on a babble as well, but you guys can still see me.
We heard everything, yeah.
Cool. Okay, yeah. I mean, if I'm sharing one strategy now, I would say video marketing and just get in front of a camera and just be real, and just talk about your success and or not lack of success. I would stress on using the product and getting some results that you can share, and share it in video very calmly, talking about what it is you do and how you've put the training into practice and what results you've got, and then link it up. If you're brave enough to put a mobile phone number underneath, that's totally your call. I wouldn't always advise that. But email addresses, websites, capture pages, which is something you'll learn of if you're not familiar with that yet, about getting people to put their email address into a page and building lists and stuff, which is something I'll be covering on my affiliate training. But yeah, videos, that's my main strategy I would encourage people to do at the moment.
Yeah, so you mentioned that you're doing an affiliate webinar. So there's what I love about DS Domination is that people are sort of giving up their own time, they're putting things together, and this has happened. Kevin does a lot for the team as well. Everybody chips in and helps out the whole community, even though we're not financially connected to each other. There's still all this input. So tell us a bit more about your affiliate webinar and when it is and for who and how do they get on there.
Sure. Right. Well, the affiliate webinar will be the first Monday of every month. The first one being Monday this coming Monday at 9 p.m. I believe. That's not 100% confirmed, but I believe that is the time we're going to do it. And it will be for anyone who is either an existing affiliate, as they've just got started, or anyone looking to become an affiliate. So the beauty of DS Domination is you don't need to be an affiliate. You don't need to do the whole recruiting thing. But when you've put the training into practice and you've got results, you're going to want to tell people about it. Or at least if you do tell people about it, you would want a funnel or a method of showing this and other people getting on board. And that is when you become an affiliate. Because by people joining you, you build up a residual income. So yeah, anyone looking to become an affiliate would also be very suited to this training. I'm still deciding what kind of guest panelists we'll be having on there, but first off, I will be having a good friend of mine on there who is also a member of DS Domination, and he's doing very well on the affiliate side, and he'll be on discussing his stories. My goal is to split it kind of half and half with free lead generation methods and free marketing strategies, and half paid as well, because paid is always going to be better, but obviously not everybody can. Kevin mentioned put 20% of your profits back into marketing, which is brilliant when you're building an affiliate side. That's what I would encourage as well. But some people don't have that. Maybe they're not able to do that at the moment. So there are plenty of free strategies out there which you can start to build an affiliate team, and I'll be sharing them as well.
Yeah, fantastic. So some of the other resources then, Kevin, what other things do the teams put out there to help everybody out? You're muted. Is Kevin talking and he's muted?
I can't actually see him. Both of you are blanking on my screen, but that's probably just bad playing up.
Ah, there we go, Kevin. It never gets old, does it? You'll grow up one day,
No, I won't. No, I have no intention of growing up at all. Once you're grown up, that's it. Forget it. You might as well quit. I have no intention of growing up. No.
Game over.
I've been there, done all that, Steve. Was told to, worked on growing up when I hit 40, and it frankly was boring.
So tell us what other resources we've got as for people to get involved with.
One of the in the platform, one of the most unused resources is the FAQs. The FAQs section. It's in the back office. It's quite surprising. I mean, it's so easy to sit there and go the lazy route and just type a question and stick it in the UK group and sit there and wait for somebody to get an answer, and then pull your hair out because nobody answers you within 2 minutes. and get frustrated, you could quite easily go into the DS back office, into FAQs, and the questions and answers section is massive in terms of what you can find in there. Again, you've already mentioned the forum. I want to give a big shout out for Susie Scoons and Ian Sharif, who have developed that. We didn't have the forum when we started, but the forum's another great place to go to. It's subdivided, so if you want to talk about your particular level, what you're involved in, you can go into that area and discuss it, and you'll get answers in there. There are qualified moderators, well, qualified to a degree. I don't think anybody could ever know everything. That will go in there and answer that. And like I say, it's the online. I suppose you got. I don't know. It depends how much information you want. You've got to be a little bit careful because online there are a lot of Facebook groups. There are a lot of communities, and I think if you're not careful, you can end up confused. So you kind of got to. Most of the people involved in DS Domination have got their own team thing, and then we've got the universal thing with DSD official UK, and then you've got the American groups and the forum. It's probably all you need, to be honest. You don't need any more than that. If you go searching, you'll find loads. And you want to join this, or you want to join that, and if you're not, as I say, if you're not careful, you'll find people in other groups who are kind of given opinions, and it will confuse what information you're getting. Try and keep the information really clear. The information's all in the training. The answers are all in the FAQs and in the forum. And then the more personal stuff, the more community stuff is in your own Facebook groups and the official DSD UK group. And keep it there. As soon as you start looking here, there, and everywhere else, people come back and they go, I'm confused, there's too many groups. You know, you've joined too many half the time. You know, keep it simple. It really isn't that complicated. I mean, you could almost, in fact, you could join this, sign up for the training, never join a group anywhere. You don't have to, because in fact, it's all there. Everything you need is there. You've got the live trainings from Roger on every level. They're all there. You've got the FAQs to answer everything you need. And when I looked at it, it was a mistake actually, because I looked at it and thought, well, actually everything's there. I don't need to be anybody's upline, as you do in other things. You've got to be ringing them every night. How many milkshakes have you sold this week? You know, all that sort of stuff. You don't need it. This system is fully operational. And I don't know about you guys, but I got a lot of interest to start with, and then they started to fall away. And I couldn't understand why they were falling away, because the system was there for them. And we had an old thing, which is now old hat, thank God for that, and that when we first started, which was, it's in the training. And that's pretty much what everybody was told. What we didn't allow for was the human factor. And the human factor is that people like a community. They like to interact. They like to be able to ring somebody and say, hey, I've got this little problem, can you help me? They like a Facebook chat, you know, because frankly, sat there at a computer on your own is a pretty lonely world. So, and this, it's all there. Whatever you want. If you want to sit there on your own because that's the type of personality you are and run your business on your own, quiet little office, don't want to speak to anybody, just make you a bit of money, great, you can do that. If you want to be in there full hog, you know, in everything that's available and coming to events and all sorts of things, you can do that, or anywhere in between, whatever you want.
Yeah.
So, yeah, everything's available.
So there's plenty available for people, and all you got to do is, I would say maybe get in touch with your upline. When you join DSD, you'll find in the back office who your sponsor is. Get in touch with that person, and they will point you in the right direction. They've been in it longer than you. They've got more experience of where they found the best information, and they're going to plug you into the groups that they find relevant, and you know, and go from there. You're not short of information or support or anything else. You know, it's all available for you. So at the hour mark, there's what you're butting in again.
Yeah, sorry. It's just going back to that. I'm just sat here thinking about what I've been saying. I think this is important. I think this is important for the guys who are watching who are in already, and it's also important for the guys who are looking at the opportunity for the first time. Don't make the community everything. You know, I find it myself. I get up in the morning and I straight downstairs. Um, I mean, life has changed. We're all sort of, I think when we get up in the morning, we're probably all within 5 minutes looking at our phone to see what messages we've got and see what we got on Facebook, you know, if we're involved in that. That's how life has changed. It can completely engulf you. You get on there and you're just consumed with it all the time. And I sit here sometimes and I see some of the guys who are, you know, they're on Facebook all blooming day. And I think, how can you be running your business? You've got to proportional it. You've got to make it proportional and say, enjoy the community, get involved with the community. I personally now, I switch it off. I literally switch it off because I think, do you know what, I'm not concentrating on my business. So I literally switch it off for 2, 3, 4 hours. No disrespect to anybody who wants me, because what does happen then is it just comes through on my phone anyhow. But at least all I can hear is that thing bleeping over there, and I can go and have a quick look at the messages. But whilst it's right in front of me, I'm not focused on my business. So a little tip for the guys who are looking: get involved in the community, but don't make it everything. And the guys who are already in, if you are heavily involved in the community, maybe back off a little bit and concentrate on your business a bit more.
Yeah, good advice. Good advice. So yeah, if you're looking at DS Domination for the first time and it looks like something that you might be interested in, then get in touch with the person that sent you to this webinar. You can get a link from them, start your journey with DS Domination. If you're sick of the people that you're around, the work environment that you're around, and you want to provide better for your family, for the people that are around you that are your loved ones, this is a great opportunity. We've had lots of people with lots of online experience, have been in lots of things, and they're all coming to DS Domination because it's teaching them a skill. It's teaching them what e-commerce is. It teaches you how to sell a product online and make huge amounts of money with it. So there's a lot of benefits, and as you've seen tonight, we've tried to cover a lot of them for you. If you found this beneficial, then please leave us a comment down below. If you've got further questions, again, get in touch with the person that sent you here. They have got all the information that they can pass on to you to give you an informed decision before you take it any further. So with that, thank you very much, Rick and Kevin, and all you guys for watching. We will see you on the next Hangout. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you.